everybody. I'm Greg Colossale and sharing some stories here online. This is a classroom story. I've had many. I've had probably hundreds, if not thousands. But this will show you the fun of teaching, of being with kids. Let me tell you that if you have a joie de vivre in you, if you have some energy, kids are it. I always say animals, music, and kids are like nirvana. That's where the world is its best. Between 20 and 60, our egos take the best of us. I'm doing it right now. I'm talking into the camera, acting like I'm important. But that's the human ego. That's the fragility of a human. But when you're a child, and when you're an elderly person, if you're an animal, or if you're involved in music, these are the secrets to the most beautiful parts of our world. So teach, if you can, teach. It's an amazing thing. I can't ever stop doing it. So let me tell you a funny story. I worked with middle school kids, and it was, I had a lot. Like every year I had 500, okay? And a bee entered the classroom. So here I'm teaching about 30 or 40 kids at a time at this moment. And I'm teaching choir, so they're up on levels, and I'm at the piano looking at them. You can picture like a chorus rehearsal. And they're elevated, right? So there's the highest step is close to the lights. Well, a bee has flown in the classroom. Now, when you work with middle school kids, you can't really take everything they say seriously. Every moment of everything they say, you'll lose your mind. If there's 30 of them, 40 of them in a room, and they all tell you how they feel, it's so overwhelming. You look like a jerk. You're just like, I don't know what any of you are saying. It doesn't go in the brain when they all talk at the same time. So a master teacher learns how to teach, and while that's happening, and not make them feel like they're being ignored, or that they're bored, or they're driving you nuts, or you know what I'm saying? And you still have a goal. You have to teach them while this energy is around. So in flies this bee, and the kids start making all this hoopla. Now I'm teaching a song, and the hoopla sounds like I was just telling you, middle school shenanigans. So I'm Mr. Cool, right? I'm Mr. C, Mr. Cool. And I'm like, just relax, everyone. There's a bee. Oh, don't worry about it. There's no worry about it. And then I look up, and it's a huge, huge wasp in our lights. Now the top step, the kids on the highest step of the chorus risers are very close to those lights. So some courageous girl gets up and starts swinging, and I'm like, all right, enough, stop, everyone, sit down. Sit down, I wanted to make sure I was now gonna save the day, okay? Sit down, little people, big man's here. So the bee is inside of the fluorescent light, climbs up and in. And so the only way to handle this really is to kill it, which I don't do, but it's just too high risk. There's children and, one bee sting and a kid could kill them. So you go, I don't usually kill things, but these are my children and they're not even mine. And if someone in this room can die from a bee sting, then the bee's gonna die. I'm sorry, but the bee's gotta die. So Mr. Tough Guy, that'd be me, clears out the kids and out of the way, let Mr. C save the day. So I get on the riser, and I have, I think, something to kill it, maybe a magazine, and I climb up, and I lost track of it. I get all the way to the edge, I stick my head over and up into the light. I'm standing on a chair on the highest riser, and sure enough, the bee comes out like right to my face, and it feels like gonna attack me. I scream, I swing the magazine, I hit the light, the light shaking. I almost fall. I think I kind of did fall. The kids scream even louder because Superman didn't kill the bee. The bee killed Superman. You know what I mean? So the chaos in the room erupted. The bee's flying around. Now he's an angry wasp trying to kill everybody. And here I am nearly dying, thinking I was going to save the day, and I did nothing of the sort. I think all those kids will remember that memory because we laughed. I think we laughed. I'm sure the bee got killed. I don't remember the second part. But my God, you know, when you show your true colors to kids, after you drop your image, you know, you have to protect them and model and be their teacher and all that. And when they saw me as just a guy who was deadly afraid of getting stung, and I nearly fell off a chair on the highest third step of the risers, it was hysterical. And we literally laughed, I think, for the rest of the class. I couldn't really teach. It broke us all down. I think there was 20 minutes of laughing. So teaching is a special thing. My life is filled with all these memories, and it's so positive. Like, I didn't make a lot of money teaching. I was happy with the money. I didn't want to make a lot of money. If I had to trade in happiness for money, I preferred happiness. So I have these stories that never leave me and that are forever part of me. And when I say kids, you're talking, they're like 35 now. You know what I mean? My youngest kid that I taught is probably 25 right now. So they're not really kids, but I think of them often. And we had a lot of great times. That's my bee story. Mr. C versus the bee.